As you embark on this captivating journey through time, you'll find yourself amidst the bustling corridors of the resplendent Hampton Court Palace, immersed in the thrilling atmosphere of political intrigue and royal rivalries that encapsulate the essence of the Tudor era. At every step, you'll uncover captivating stories of warfare, betrayal, and religious upheaval that shaped the course of England's destiny. As an astute observer, you'll discern how court politics was a veritable battlefield, with nobles vying for the king's favor and striving to climb the precarious ladder of power, only to risk plummeting at a moment's notice. As you explore deeper, you'll relish in the enthralling tales of espionage, maneuvering, and diplomacy, all unfolding before your very eyes. From the unmistakable melodies of the Tudor court music to the fragrances of an Elizabethan garden, you'll be transported by the multi-sensory delights that permeate through the pages of history, offering you an unparalleled insight into this captivating epic. Engage in tête-à-tête with illustrious courtiers while feasting on sumptuous delicacies, and allow yourself to be enthralled by the rhythmic cadence of the courtly dances as you capture the essence of this fabled era. And as your journey comes to a close, you'll marvel at how this multifaceted experience has left you not only filled with newfound knowledge, but also with a heightened appreciation for the complexities of human nature and the indomitable power of the human spirit. So step on board, clutch your time travel tokens, and get ready for an unforgettable adventure to the heart of the Tudor period. The early years of Henry VIII. As an emblem of their lineage and destiny, this to-be-great orientated baby was nothing less than the physical manifestation of their prophecy. Consecrated to the role of King Henry VIII, the epic of his birth symbolized the commencement of a monumental chapter, one that was bound to be indelibly etched into the tomes of history with characteristics unique to his reign. His arrival had the profundity of foreordained destiny hovering around it, as if the horizon itself was subtly revealing the portents of the epic narratives that lay ahead. The court, bristling with an anxious yet hopeful anticipation, gazed upon baby Henry as much more than just a newborn. He was the embodiment of their collective past, their hopes, dreams, and the driving force that would steer their future into uncharted waters. His life demonstrated a harmonious fusion of vitality and majesty, and much like a mirror reflecting the duality of his birth, filled with exultation yet overshadowed by trepidation. As the repurposed heir, he represented both the continuity of an old era and the unpredictability of the new. Ultimately, these contradictions greatly shaped his era as he gradually emerged from the protective shade of his parents, King Henry VII and Queen Elizabeth, and began inscribing his own indelible legacy. The equilibrium of power, wealth, and religion was delicately teetering on the cusp of a radical transformation. The social and political tapestry of England stood on the precipice of evolution, all under the sway of the newborn who was destined to be their future king. The saga of Henry VIII was such that its echoes would not be restricted to his lifetime. It would resonate far beyond his reign, its reverberations still palpable and a subject of scholarly discourse. Irrespective of differing perspectives, however, one fact remains evident. The day of his birth in the warm summer of June 1491 marked the dawn of a new era in the English monarchy, a time remembered for its awe-inspiring splendor, unbridled joy, and tumultuous upheaval. The unexpected king. In the uncharted territory of a hasty ascension to the throne, young Henry wasn't merely put in the seat of power, but also thrust into the eye of a tumultuous storm of political machinations, economic quandaries, and military threats. The 17-year-old newly minted ruler had to trade the comforts and leisure of his previously envisaged life for the stern and grueling engagements of kingship. He was no longer a sheltered second son, but the commander of a monarchy, the weight of which rested on his unseasoned shoulders. The typical distractions of a young man his age, dalliances, studies, revelries, were now replaced with decisions that could dictate the fate of the kingdom. He found himself navigating political intrigues, orchestrating complex economic maneuvers, and devising strategic battle plans against impending enemies. Moreover, the dramatic shift from his earlier carefree existence to his new, demanding role was not merely an abrupt change of circumstances. This pivotal transition significantly influenced the lens through which he would view his reign, thereby shaping the ominous narrative of his rule that was to follow. Furthermore, The deeper exploration of these seminal years paints a vivid portrait of how sudden responsibility can influence a young ruler's personality, subsequently shaping his governance and interactions with his circle and beyond. By peeling back this layer of Henry's story, we gain a unique insight into the making of one of England's most infamous monarchs, shedding light onto an overlooked aspect of monarchical history, the undeniable impact a monarch's developmental years can have on their style of governance. Thus, it becomes imperative to examine this transformative period in King Henry's life to appreciate how an unprepared ascension can abruptly mold an adolescent into a monarch and forever change the course of a kingdom's history. The many wives. As the last of Henry VIII's wives, Catherine Parr's position not only denoted closure to the tempestuous chapter of his marital life, but also symbolized an intriguing development in his overall perspective, both within and beyond the borders of his kingdom. As the sun set on his impulsive youthfulness and the pallor of illness began to overpower his once robust health, Catherine Parr beautifully transcended from a conventional royal spouse to a discerning political advisor. She proved her mettle in the menacing labyrinth of Tudor politics, with her wisdom shaped by the fate met by her predecessors, steering her actions with a potent mix of diplomacy and caution. She championed a sense of balance and even reignited Henry's broken bonds with his alienated daughters, Mary and Elizabeth, acts of rehabilitation that served to soften his otherwise harsh image in the eyes of his subjects and alleviate the acute religious rifts that characterized his rule. Also, her passionate advocacy for educational reforms coupled with her intellectual inclinations signaled a departure from the sole obsession of male offspring towards more enriching concerns of a legacy and sagacious governance. Thus, Catherine Parr's contribution to the Tudor narrative stays etched in golden letters. Her dignity and discretion offered a much-needed equilibrium to the otherwise tumultuous span of Henry's rule. Her influence extended beyond her own life, echoing richly through her stepchildren's reigns, testifying to the indelible mark she made on the Tudor saga. The break with Rome. Henry VIII's schism from Rome gave him more than mere ecclesiastical autonomy. It represented a significant, tangible augmentation of his sovereign power, conveyed through the literal asset seizure from monasteries. It allowed the robust expansion of the royal treasury while simultaneously raising the stature of the nascent Church of England. This shrewd play was as rooted in economics as in religion, masterfully masked under the veil of spiritual reform. At its heart, it served to fortify Henry's regal dominion, rather than just diverge from Rome on doctrinal issues. It solidified the king's authority through the suppressive dissolution of monasteries and religious houses. These moves were undeniably strategic, focused on consolidating the Tudor stronghold over the nation. The period fashioned a profound transformation that re-engineered economic and social constructs. It led to a substantial wealth and power shift, putting previously unchecked powers of nobility and clergy under the crown's control. The consequences were far-reaching and redefined the contours of the English Reformation. This ensured Henry VIII's religious move would resonate long past his rule, evidenced as England progressively optimized its stance amidst the rough seas of European politics and religious discord. Looking through the prism of Henry's audacious objectives and the Church's structure, it becomes evident that the monarch laid the groundwork for a nation ready to reinvent its image in the annals of a rapidly evolving world. His last years and legacy. With a discerning eye and mindful curiosity, we venture further into the labyrinthine narrative of Henry's time, basking in the azure glow of hidden insights that illuminate the political dynamics of the era. This entails an in-depth analysis of the battles fought, alliances forged, and the behind-the-scenes drama that danced upon the landscape of his reign. Behind the grandiose facades of power and opulence, beneath the glimmering armor and the golden crowns, the true essence of leadership unveils itself, a subtle dance of strength and fragility, like the secrets whispered in the royal halls, transient yet enduring. The fundamental truth is, Henry's reign wasn't merely about power and absolute control, but a fascinating blend of strategy, courage, and an unwavering desire to etch a definitive mark on the annals of time. As we deliberately immerse ourselves in the intricate tapestry of this era, we venture into more than just the understanding of a king's reign. We tread the bridge spanning across time, Unfurling the pages of history, we don't merely echo old tales. Instead, we amplify resonant themes of ambition, leadership, and authority so magnificently embodied in Henry's reign. The echoes of his rule serve as a mirror, reflecting the modern world's contours, shedding light on the unbroken thread that links past, present, and future in an elemental dance of time. Thus, our journey becomes more than academic, bringing into focus the pervasive ripples of historical events, proving in the process that the past is not a distant memory, but a present guide and a beacon to the future. Embark on an exciting adventure by pressing the subscribe button and explore the wonders that await. Discover the hidden gems and join us on this incredible voyage. Don't forget to like, share, and undoubtedly subscribe. We appreciate you tuning in, and let's journey through this historical wave side by side.